What up? What up? Welcome to the Morning Thoughts Podcast. This is your host, Mecca33, along with my boy Ramon, who is on the road and traveling. What up, homie?
What's the word? What's the word, gang?
So what's up, man? Where you been at?
Man, I've been in Atlanta, Indiana, Ohio soon, probably LA, Miami next.
Really? Is that where you headed now?
Right now, I'm still in the A right now. I'll be leaving today, though, going to grab me something to eat right now.
Okay. So how's the
I'm
A?
a fat guy.
You ain't no fat guy, man. You skinnier than all shit.
Me, I'll be eating like it's like three of me.
So how's the A, yo?
Man, A is love. I always get love when I'm in the
A.
It's like my second home from Chicago,
No, I get you. So what you were doing down there?
What
were you working on?
A couple songs, for a few artists, couple features and stuff, knocking out features.
That's good.
Pretty much, a couple meetings, sitting down, typing back in, seeing how much I'm worth now.
Hey, man.
See what the labels think of me now. How much they think I'm worth now.
I'm pretty sure that you're worth a pretty penny, man.
Hey, well, last year around that time I was worth 2.7, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see how much we worth now. But that gave me the striver. If the labels were willing to spend $2.7 million on me, then I mean I'm doing something right. I need to keep doing it.
I agree.
Until that number is bigger, until that check is 50 to 100 million, So they talking about cutting one of them type of checks.
So now, when you say they spent $2.7 million on you, now what does that entail? Other than your, I'm guessing your.
So the breakdown. Okay, when you sign a contract, every contract is different. But on the basis of like a $2.7 million deal, I would probably see $270,000 out the gate. You know what I'm saying? You get to see that 10% out the gate. It goes straight to the artist. The rest goes into projects, like videos, all types of stuff, wardrobe. So like even with that 2.7, once you get your $270,000 out the top, you got to pay. You still got to pay your manager. Gonna get they 5%, 10% or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna get? But they not gonna get from that the big pot. They get your pot. So that 10% that I get from the 2.7, I have to pay
down.
Lawyers or whatever, out of that. You know what I'm saying? So
what's the likelihood of a good payday though? I mean, like, because you got to pay like all these lawyer fees, your manager, your I'm guessing your entourage and stuff like that. So, like after the fact, what do you got?
I couldn't hear you on that one.
I'm sorry. After the fact, like after all the paying your agent, paying your manager, paying your, whatever. What's the take home?
The take home, like it's okay. Like I said, you get that 10% off the top. That 10% is gonna come to you as soon as you sign a deal, and that's gonna be $270,000 from that $2.7 million deal. Now, out of that deal, that 10% that you got from that. You have to pay your manager out of that $270,000. You know what I'm saying? Your manager and whoever else has helped you, maybe negotiated the deal on your side of the team. That comes out your $270,000 from the 10% of the $2.7 million. So once you get that, it just depends on what your contract is with your management. Because I just say 10%. That's like a basic contract with management. So, but some artists are like their management gets 40%. Their management might get 20%, or their management might get 5%.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It depends on what type of management deal they might have, because some managers also invest into their artists. So when they invest into their artists, they tend to want a bigger percentage, because if they invest in money, why am I just getting regular manager pay if I'm putting money into this as well? You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I got you.
So yeah, it's all contracts and deals is all different. So people think like when somebody go say, these artists say they go sign $1 million deal, they're not walking off with $1 million. You know what I'm saying? They're not walking off with $1 million. Most of that money is going back into the project and the whole image and everything. PR work, all types of stuff. So, you come out the deal after paying everybody. You probably come out after taxes too. You'll probably come out at least a good 100. You know what I'm saying? 150, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I hear you.
And that's off the top, but that's straight off the top. Then from there, depending on how your contract is set up with the residual aspect, and that's when you get the money in the long run.
Mm-hmm. So, what are you working on now? I mean, well, other than small artists and stuff like that. I mean,
we still working on that Mr. Energy project. Still coming off that nice buzz from the Energy project. Getting a couple videos. I don't know if you've seen in the latest video. We just dropped another video. We did Emotionally Scarred before 2020 ended up, and that was been doing pretty good. That's been doing pretty good so far. So we got some more stuff coming real soon. New videos, new visuals coming soon. Some more singles, some more big singles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, everything just coming together. It's coming together, and just being like we had that conversation on the one of the podcasts where we were just talking about do you get to enjoy it? Do you really get to enjoy all the successes while it's happening?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, right now, I'm actually I'm actually in a different space right now. I'm actually enjoying some of it. Like the first run, when I went on the first run, I didn't enjoy it. Like I didn't really enjoy it, but I didn't understand what was going on. I was just like, it was enjoyed, but it wasn't really enjoyed. Now that I understand what's really going on, I'm actually paying attention. I'm trying to take time, and even if I'm out, like being out here in Atlanta. Before, when I was in Atlanta, I didn't really go out for real. I would go from shows to a show, club appearance or whatever, and then go straight to the studio. I wasn't really kicking it for real. So this time around, I'm really enjoying myself a little more,
Right. So
we, working on the album, couple features, couple other projects, couple things, couple of TV shows, a lot of stuff I'm trying to put together right now.
TV shows, huh? So what are you looking at in the TV aspect? You got anything on the horizon?
Yeah, pretty much everything in the horizon. I got a couple of gigs. I just got booked on the acting tip. They want me to be in a couple movies, couple independent movies they want me to be in. So we're gonna see how that works. That goes and that works out. But it kind of blends into like I said, everything is actually going together right now because that was the next wave that I was planning on getting to because I write storylines and books and stuff like that. So I was thinking about next going into the movie scene or TV series scene. And with that, it's crazy to get booked now on some acting and stuff. And I really don't have a catalog on acting. You know what I'm saying? So that it's gonna help me understand it a little more and get it behind the scenes. But yeah, that's the next plan. The next plan is really understand it first, study the craft. Me, man. I'm always a perfectionist, so I want to go into it and try to really understand the craft from top to bottom, understand everything, and then I can go do it myself. Once I see it done, it's nothing I can't do. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you. I actually thought about dabbling in some voiceover work or some voice acting. I think that'd be fun.
Work. That'd be dope. That's
I mean, dope. I don't really enjoy being in front of the camera or anything like that. So I think voice acting would probably be a much better choice for me, in my opinion.
Yeah. And what's crazy is I have a spot for you too because I've been trying to do for years. I'm just trying to get the animation team together. So I want to do cartoons and stuff.
You know what? I actually debated on. You know how we post our one-on-one discussions for Mondays. Mm-hmm. Normally we post. You have a YouTube video, YouTube site that you post our audio on. I was thinking,
KT Radio.
Yeah. I was actually debating on whether we should add an animated short with them, our talking, our voice, but, being in an animated person.
Hey, that's actually kind of dope. If you could, with the animation team, someone that's consistent and study on it, that's the biggest problem with it right now is finding somebody that's consistent and study with, be able to get the content out. And that's the part I'm struggling in right now is trying to find somebody that can give us that. You know what I'm saying? Someone we keep constantly coming to whenever they can get it done for us, But that's a great idea. I'm with that.
Dude, I'm with that. I had a few friends back in the day, man, when I was a kid. These dudes could draw on the spot, and then just like characters. You know what I'm saying? They could turn you into a character without a problem. Like, dude in high school, he could just draw on the spot, like boop boop boop. And that's it. I actually worked on a comic book with him one time. We developed a storyline, you know, a little a cartoon character or a superhero character. Drew up the storyline, you know, did the whole comic book strip and everything. It was actually pretty cool.
Damn. I need to get my hands on that because that's a collector's item.
Yeah, if I could find it, yeah.
Yeah, man. See if you get your hands on that. I need you to sign that for me, and I need that. And I don't want to hear that I never asked for it because this is on air and it's recorded. So I'm gonna make sure everybody listening, make sure they remind you when I ask for it again.
True. It's in here. It is noted.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Like, yeah, it's just 2021. I feel like 2020, it was a lot of stuff where we really took everybody took life more serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think we all lost the dreaming aspect, you know what I'm saying, because of how harsh reality was in 2020. So I feel like even though it's not really too much of a change, because the only thing that changed is the year, we have to change our mentality. That's what's going to change everything, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm trying to really just stay creative. I'm back in that creative space again, just doing and trying and doing everything and not being afraid to fail again, you know.
Right, no, I hear you. You know,
you get to those places. You say what?
It's weird. I mean, did you we went into from 2020 to 2021, but it just really didn't feel like there was much change.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's change, but there's not much change. You know what I mean? Because we're still doing the same thing that we were doing last year. For me,
and we still quarantine and all that.
Like for me personally, I was thinking to myself on Sunday, I'm like, did we even, like, how long ago was New Year's Eve? Because it just felt like it just flew, came and went.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, for some reason, I guess, like, I'm getting older. I'm guessing these holiday things just seem to be much faster, in my opinion. Like, when we were kids, man, this shit felt like it lasted, like, forever. And it took forever for us to even get to, to the holidays. When you were, on Christmas break and shit like that.
Yep. Now it seemed like that. Like, it shit just flew right past.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like it flew just right past. And it's like, it's like you don't even know how to really react to it because we didn't really get the time to really absorb what we went through in 2020 for real. Like, it's just everything flew past. Like, everything just flew past.
Right.
So you didn't get to spend time with your family members, So just a lot of shit that was different. And was different, traveling. So if you're used to traveling, you didn't really get to travel for real this year, So it did seem like everything. It wasn't even just the holidays. It just seemed like everything went out fast. Everything, Kids growing up, everything,
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing how the world just reacts to everything different now. And then getting used to stuff like we learned a lot of the stuff we getting used to, like masks and we looked at China like they were weird, wearing masks on a daily,
Mm-hmm.
Now the world, that's a world norm now,
Right.
So a lot of adjustments were made, and I think that's why things felt so fast because we were still trying to get used to things. We were still trying to get used to things, and we were trying to learn something new, or even get to be in an environment something new. Time flies because you're not paying attention to that. You're trying to adjust to what's going on to your environment. It's the same like we always talk about. We talk about the hood, and that's why it seems like a lot of guys in the hood that come up like me. It seems like your life is you learn so much so fast because you really adjusting every day. It's always something new that's going on, good, bad, ugly. So you grow fast, and time just flies. And you look up, you like, dang, you either in jail somewhere, you dead, or or you just sitting there like feeling like, damn, why do I feel so old? But I'm so young, This time just feel like it just flew because you learn so much. But I think we can get out of this. We'll get out of this space in a minute here. We just gotta stick together. We all just gotta stick together through it.
Right. I mean, all of last year was just an up and down roller coaster ride, if you will. And just for me, it's just like we went through the whole year, locked away and all this, and we were all hoping for this great change, after this new year, like get rid of 2020. Now what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's like, once it's done, now what? We're still in the same situation, man. What are we supposed to do about it?
Right.
Let's.
And that's why I keep saying, like, we just gotta go on to 2021, and now we know it's not a shocker anymore to us. The mask is not shockers to us. Quarantine is not shocker. We know now when we travel, we think about safeties. You know what I'm saying, about how we travel and stuff like that. So now that we're adjusted to it, we need to go back to being creative and have to, in reality, go back to how life was. Even though it's not gonna never be the same, but pretty much life goes on. Now let's keep pushing and get right back on the horse. We got knocked off. Now we know how we got to move. That's what's going to happen. There's nothing we can really do about this virus. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they say you could take these shots, you could do this, that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, but let's face reality of we're living with this. So what are we going to do? Are we going to let this stop us? Are we going to really let it stop us, or are we going to keep going and just pushing through? And that's the time where we got to change our mindset of start feeling down for ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And really focus in and just say, okay, what's next? What's the plan? Put a plan in action together, like you said. Like, what's next? What are we doing now?
Right. So, we talked about it last time. You had asked me if I was going to take the vaccine if it became available to me.
Right.
And like a couple of weeks ago, I actually took the vaccine.
Oh, snap. How did that go for you?
You know what? In all honesty, man, I stood in line. I got there. I had set up my appointment to get my vaccine. And I get there. Of course, there's a long line. But it was actually moving pretty fast. And I get to the beginning of the line. Of course, I check in, whatever. Then they tell me, go ahead and sit down in this, particular area to take your shot. The only thing that I've taken shots before. No, I've never had any problem with them. I can literally just sit there and be like, all right, let's get this done and over with. Man, I sat there this time around, I felt like a little kid, man. I was like, oh shit, man. It's just this unnatural fear just came over me. It was just weird, It's just like, I'm like, man, I'm telling myself, I'm like, dude, you've taken shots before. Relax, man. This is nothing. I'm like, my heart was pounding. I'm like, oh shit, because it was just the fact that I didn't know what was gonna happen afterwards.
The after effect,
right?
And the crazy thing is, though, as we're children, we take shots, and we don't even be knowing what be in them shots. But as adults, now that we more conscious of the things that vaccines and the after effects that they could have, even though they're trying to save you or help you for one thing, it can always cause issues on something else. So now that we're in the time that we're in, we're kind of like we trying to pay attention to everything. So it's that nervousness, like, okay, if I take this, am I is this gonna be the thing that turns me to the zombie, or is it gonna,
I was like, am I going to be craving flesh after this? What's going on? I'm like, because they give you this shot and then they're like, all right, so you got to sit in the waiting room for about 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, what's up with this? Like, am I going to die now, or like, what's going on? You know what the most I felt, man? Arm pain. On the
arm pain?
Yeah, that's probably the most side effect I've had from the vaccine.
That's the average after-shot effect.
I think it's just the arm pain is just a little bit more stronger than your usual flu shot arm pain. You know how like when you get a flu shot and you're like, oh, that hurts, and it hurts for about a day or so. Not this one.
Right.
This one hurts and it radiates to all your joints. Like for a whole day, my wrists were killing me, man. Like killing me. I already have like, I think I have like carpal tunnel because like I work with computers all the time, so I'm constantly typing away. So I'm pretty sure that I have developed carpal tunnel. Now after this shot, ooh, my wrists were just like, oh, I felt like an old man wrist, and like I had old man wrists. I couldn't grip on stuff. I'm like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah, man, that's weird. Like I've never heard a shot before where it really make you, you know what I'm saying, mess with your whole joints and stuff like that, though.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, I mean it was known, to be one of the side effects to it. Like I knew it was there, but it was just like it's kind of weird when you first take it, you forget what you've read. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh shit, I'm feeling pains. What's going on?
Right, especially after what we talked about the last time when we was talking and we were seeing that the beginning of people with the side effects that they were having and stuff.
Right.
So it's like a fear that comes over you, like what's really finna happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking about a lot of this, Corona thing and, the whole little vibe of that, it's kind of what I want to talk about today, like about these Uber Eats and Lyft and all these, you know what I'm saying, these, stuff that, what is it called? What's the other one that's called? You use Uber Eats, everything to get food delivered.
Uber Eats, DoorDash,
yeah.
Postmates.
Just thinking about how that, like I'm really interested to see how much money that all these companies have made this year alone off of just, what we've been going through because of people being quarantined. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure their stocks, skyrocketed. I'm pretty sure that all their revenue has gone up massively. Because if you think about it, man, I've literally ordered more food while on this lockdown than I have ever.
Yeah, thanks. You'll get up, even if you do order food, you will still get up and go. And then it's just the feel of even really cooking nowadays. Like you don't even want to cook anymore, like because you're in the house so much.
Right.
It just changed the environment, everything. And I was just thinking about that myself because I'm like, I've never been big on delivery. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Delivery coming to my house already. Like I was always kind of, paranoid on that, but that was just coming from the environments I came from. I seen a lot of weird stuff happen behind that, so I never really big on delivery. And I was paying attention to myself the other day. I'm like, dang, I've been ordering a lot of like different foods from these different like Uber Eats and stuff like that, little spots like that. And I'm like, I know if somebody like me is like ordering food like that, then I know the people that already order food on a regular is probably like double or tripling how they usually order. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I was just thinking like in digits, that's a lot of money, but it's also good for the economy as well because a lot of people is picking up on, okay, now I'm gonna just go deliver food. I lost my job. I might be getting my stimulus money. I might be getting this. I might be getting, money from the government or whatever at the time. But you still have other bills that the government is not giving us enough money out to kind of help you stay afloat. So you pick up, as long as you got a car, you can still make you some money. So now that's money that can be put right back into something else. Now leisures and all those different things.
In all honesty, man, so, to be perfectly honest, I have no idea if we even gonna get that stimulus, man. I don't even know where they're at with it. You know what I'm saying? They were discussing whether it should be 600, 2,000. Then it went back down to 600. Then I seen news posts like, "Oh, you should be getting it pretty soon." Okay. Then they all of a sudden they go back with like, "Well, we're still discussing this." Like, what is going on, man? Can you guys give us a breakdown as to what is going on? Please, just give us some information.
Because so you know me, I don't really get into the politics too much, but every time money is involved, I feel interested. So I go check it out. So in the check and the stimulus, so the first bill that was passed, when they passed that whatever billions or trillions that bill was a $2 trillion bill, and we got, it was like, for some of it was like 900 billion of it or something like that was for all the stimulus package.
For aid, yeah.
So and that's the problem that they're having with the second bill, is because the first bill, those politicians, they put a lot of money in a lot of unnecessary stuff. Like, it was more money going into rescuing animals and stuff like that. Why are we trying to spend money on rescuing animals right now in a foreign country, when right now we going through it? Like, we're going through it. Your people is going through it. The humans are going through it. You're trying to save animals and we got humans dying, you know? So that was the issue that a lot of them had. They just went with it with the first bill because they understood it was a need that was needed at the time right away. So it was just like everybody kind of put their pride to the side and everybody signed the deal. But now going on the second go round, everybody looking like, hey, they seen, you know how things go. They start paying attention like, y'all went and got some money under the table from that bill too yourself. Mm-hmm. Where my money at? You know, they want to play it looking, you know, play this role of like, okay, yeah, this side guy, they did this. They were crooked with the bill. They bogus with the bill. But when you really start looking into the bill, what they all on different sides passing is still pushing for whatever agenda they want. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's really more, okay, if you're going to get $1 trillion for something, I want $1 trillion too. Like the sister and brother type thing. You know what I'm saying? If our parents, the government is giving out money, we want some money too. I'm not going to sign anything. I'm not going to sign anything if you ain't going to help me out too. So it's like they playing that game, but it's like you playing the politics game at a time we don't need you guys to play. We need you to take action right away, you know. So that's really what's going behind that bill, because I was paying attention to it and I was keeping up with it. Because especially when I seen Trump was saying something about, you know, that they took a lot of money from that bill, and then I started looking into the bill and I was like, dang, they did have a lot of secret agendas that they spent more money on than they did giving to the people. And that's the thing with this new bill. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them are not agreeing with the Republicans, or like they ain't agreeing with it. Now the first bill, the Republicans pretty much had the ups on that first bill. This bill is going to be more for the Democrats. So with that being said, they not messing with it. They say, no, you guys are just trying to spend money on things that don't need to be spent on. Mm-hmm. But y'all wasn't talking that when that first bill was signed, though. Y'all was quick to try to get that bill signed and try to make it seem like the Democrats was the ones holding the whole process up. Like, they don't want to sign. They keep playing. We need to get this done for the people, for the people, for the people. Once the bill is signed, though, everybody's paying. Everybody now, it's like the second bill, you're not so thirsty. Yeah, you ain't going to be thirsty if you just gave $100 million to companies that don't need it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I think Parent Parenthood, they got a whole bunch of money from that SBA loans and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so you see all these people going to jail for unlawfully getting their SBA loans and stuff like that. But these big companies, who's going to jail with these big companies? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They got $100 to $300 million.
I'm pretty sure they got a Patsy somewhere, man.
You know?
Man, things change, man. Ever since last year, like a lot of hopefully like 2020 is different, you know, or rather, 2021 is different than 2020 in regards to this whole pandemic thing. I hope we actually get past it all, period. I mean, I'm getting tired of this, man. I can't sit at home constantly all day, every day. Not everybody has, but I have, you know. I guess I'm just, you know.
You know, it's a like we keep saying, man. It's like we keep saying it's a weird time because we know really it's like we live in a movie time right now. You know, it's like really feeling really movie-ish. You know, politics to everything is really weird right now. You know, don't forget about global warming. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really all happening. We're living in a time where all of this is happening at once, and we're living in it. It's just crazy right now, bro.
Man.
But we just got to keep pushing 2021.
Man, I've literally found myself just like watching show after show after show, trying to keep myself entertained and shit. You know, I was on vacation like what for about the last 2 weeks. Yeah, that was fun.
Then you get to doing all types of stuff when you start getting bored. You get to really cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
You get to really cleaning. You get to really like just everything. You in particular about everything in the house now. Putting out shelves you were supposed to do 3 years ago.
I haven't done that yet.
You're still in the first stage,
right? Pretty much. Man, you know what? You know what I find crazy though, man, is that
what's that?
Like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, not a bit of snow on the floor, nothing. Come New Year's Eve, everything was all covered in white. I'm like, man, this is pointless.
And I just happened to be out the city at the time, too. I was just happened to be in Indiana and didn't see no snow, bro. I seen rain but no snow. And then I was on the road to coming out here to Atlanta, so I seen rain with no snow. So I was glad not to see nothing. No.
I mean, for me, things look different to me as far as the way the holidays are nowadays. I mean, like before it was actually all snow. Like it'll be snowing like in like literally in October half the time. You know?
Yeah.
Nowadays you can't even get snow in November and shit.
It's like that. Like October back in the day, it'd be like I remember trying to go Halloween trick or treating, and it's cold out there. Like you gotta bundle up for real. You're out there, you know.
Like you gotta wear your costume and then a coat over your costume. And be like pointless to even wear the costume and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You know, wearing 30 drawers, 30 socks, you know, 100 t-shirts, long sleeves, turtleneck,
looking all puffy and shit.
Yeah, just looking like, man, like, is it really this serious? Can you just take me to the store, got me some candy?
Like, fuck handing it out, just give it to me.
Just got me a bag of candy. I'm cool. You know.
Right,
yeah, it definitely is. I was just realizing that.
Yep.
I was just realizing that too, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, eventually it'll get better. Hopefully we'll actually realize, or I don't know, maybe this is just a progression of life. Maybe this progression of adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Like shit looks different now because we're adults and we notice a lot more things.
Yeah, because they probably our parents and their parents probably were looking at the world at their time, whatever era they were going through. Like think about somebody's dad being in Pearl Harbor, you know what I'm saying, dealing with that. You know, that was serious for that time. Like, damn, we thinking, well, the world, is that the end of the world? You know what I'm saying? Is this going to be the end of the world? So, you know, it's just different things that come with different times. And then, too, like you said, being older, just being aware of everything fully. Not just hearing what you hear from adults, or, you know, you might hear from teachers or whatever they might tell you. You're really aware of what's really going on, and you understand what the after effects and the effects of what's going on can, you know, boost your livelihood and the livelihood of your children. And, you know what I'm saying? Or significant others, you know?
Right. No, I hear you. So it's a pleasure, man, always talking to you. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up now. This has been the Morning Thoughts episodes, and I hope you guys join us on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.